I'd say I started in 1981. I played it feverishly until about 1985. And then I laid off it and I played it again. I started in 1999 when there was a quest for the perfect game.
Perfect score on Pac-Man was 3,333,360 points, and not 1 point more. Perfect game meant that you ate every energizer, what you call the energy pellets, every blue man, every point, every fruit, and didn't miss anything.
When you get to the last board, there's only the left half of the screen. The right half, there isn't enough memory within the game. It's what we call the blind side.
Within the blind side, there are 9 edible dots, only 5 of which are visible.
When you eat those 9 edible dots on the bad side, there's no more points to achieve. You let the guy die. Those 9 edible dots reappear, and you eat them again. You do that 6 times. If you don't get there on your first man, you can't have a perfect score.
Once Billy had figured out the secret of the perfect score, he invited everyone to come watch him achieve it at Fun Spot in New Hampshire.
I said, be there. It's going to be video history. I said, I'm guaranteeing victory. So I couldn't come home without the perfect game.
And so Billy simply sat down and began to play, and play, and play.
If he made one mistake, he'd stop, even if he'd played for 3 hours. Then he'd start on the spot again. He wouldn't take a break. He'd start again, and he'd play game after game after game after game. That went on for some months.
Finally, on July 3rd, 1999, Billy had a potential winning game.
At 1.9 million, I made my first bad turn. I didn't die, but I managed to cheat death. And it was close. It was so long and so hard to achieve it to that point. I'm sitting there and I'm gripping the joystick. I thought it was going to shatter in my hand.
After a grueling 6-hour game, Billy Mitchell got his perfect score.
He's got the telephone on his shoulder, and I hear him do it. He says, okay, I did it. And then the people got on the phone and verified. The entire worldwide media covered this. This was on CNN, this was in Time magazine. This was covered by everybody, probably in every language. And Billy suddenly found himself permanently attached to the legend of Pac-Man.
Billy became an instant celebrity and was even invited to Japan to meet the creators of the game at Namco.
When I was there in Japan, I asked them various questions, and they said to me, Mr. Mitchell, you know more about Pac-Man than we know. We never thought score like this possible.
And if his ego weren't big enough to begin with, Namco declared Billy Mitchell Video Game Player of the Century.
Video Game Player of the Century, not Pac-Man or anything else, but Video Game Player of the Century. It was probably one of the major factors was the perfect score.